Lane Hurt and Seminoles.com here with new offensive line coach Randy Clements. Coach, welcome to Tallahassee. Let's start right there. It's been kind of a whirlwind for you. What's the last few weeks been like for you getting settled here at Florida State?
It's been nonstop, trying to catch up, coming in the middle of the flow, so to speak. So trying to get caught up on recruiting and getting ready for spring ball and getting processed into the staff and everything. So it's been nonstop, but that's okay. I'm certainly happy to be here. Been following this program for as long as I've been following football, and it's always been one of those programs that, been right there at the top every year, so I'm humbled and honored to be here, and hopefully I can help.
Let's start by talking a little bit about your coaching career coming over from Houston. Tell us a little bit about your journey to Florida State.
I've been coaching a long time now. This is my 29th year coaching ball. That's hard to say. But I coached 12 years in high school. And then I went to Houston one time for 5 years, and then 9 years at Baylor. And then after Baylor, I was at NAIA school in Lakeland, Florida, Southeastern University for 1 year, and then back to Houston for 1 year, and then now I'm here. So been around, seen it kind of from all levels, both sides of recruiting. And, I think that helps, when you're dealing with high school kids and you're dealing with high school coaches and parents. And then I've had 2 children that have gone through the recruiting process too, so, I understand concerns and issues when they come up, and hopefully there's a couple things you can't buy, and good health's one and experience is the other, so hopefully I got experience at least going for me,
How would you describe your coaching style with the offensive line?
We try to keep it basic, be really good technique-wise, play really, really fast, really, really physical. The challenges with a tempo offense is, staying physical, and we believe in running the football. We believe in running it at you. In order to do that, you have to knock people off the ball. So that's probably the first thing that we're going to try to establish.
How do you get the guys ready for that balance of, like you said, going fast but also being physical?
Just practice. Just a lot of practice. And, if you work fast, you're going to play fast. And if you work physical, you're going to play physical. So, we'll just try to instill those things every day that we work with the guys. And, once they see the benefit of it, I think they'll really buy into it.
You come into a group of guys who faced a lot of scrutiny last year. What's your initial message to that segment?
Blank slate with me, I'll hold judgment on anybody until I get to know you, so I'll believe what you say and do until you prove me otherwise, so I'm going to go out there like it's day one and, just anxious to watch and evaluate and teach and hopefully help.
You'll be working with a very familiar face in Coach Briles. You've worked on staff with him for 10 years. He was a player while you were a coach for a couple of years as well. What is it about Kendall that you have such a good working relationship with?
Kendall's fun. He's a fearless guy. I've known him since he was probably 8 years old. He's always been fearless, So my job's probably to pull the reins back every now and then and say, whoa, or whatever, but he doesn't know what that word means, so he goes at it full tilt, and he creates a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, and it's just fun to coach around.
How would you describe his offense on the field?
It's not going to be boring. It's not going to be dull. We're going to be creative. We're going to attack you, like I said, physically, but at the same time, you're going to have to, be on your toes.
And then on the flip side, off the field, his relationship with players, how he works with coaches in meetings, how would you describe Coach Briles in that respect?
He's just a fun guy. He's got he grew up, Art Briles' son, and, learned a lot of great things from Art that, being a coach's kid that you carry with you. And he's always been a leader in every class he's been in. Play quarterback, and I think those things have just carried with him over, from transitioning from a player to a coach.
Finally, you've got 15 practices beginning next week. What are your opening priorities with the offensive line and the offense in those 15 practices?
Right now, learning what to do. We'll focus on how to do it as we go, but right now, just in the limited amount of time we got before we start, going out there with an idea of who to block. And like I said, we'll work on how to block them as we start evaluating and watching film.
All right, well, thank you, Coach, for taking some time with us. We'll have much more from the Seminoles as they begin spring practice next week. For Coach Clements, I'm Lane. Go Noles.
Go Noles.